Things are going to get hot in there, but our orders are clear. Sir, if they are lying low on deeper city levels, discretion will be difficult. That's why we have the mission, Wit.
Republic Commando is a legendary game that all Star Wars fans are familiar with, as well as those who actively played video games during the 2000s. Since you clicked on this video, I don't think I should explain to you what kind of game it is and how good it is. It is also interesting that Lucasfilm saw great potential in Republic Commando and began to develop their story further. So for several years after the release of the game, book novels such as Hard Contact or 000 were released. Moreover, the second part of the game was also planned, in which clone commando Sev, who went missing on Kashyyyk, was supposed to become the main character. However, its development was cancelled due to poor sales of the first and only part of the game, that is, Republic Commando. One way or another, clone commandos gained huge popularity and over time became more and more significant. Their appearance in any form causes a huge delight in fans, and Lucasfilm understands this perfectly well. The same Dave Filoni, before filming the Clone Wars, was inspired by the game Republic Commando and later added the Delta Squad as an Easter egg in the series. In addition, he dedicated a separate episode to the clone commando Gregor, and now in the second season of The Bad Batch, clone commandos are already everywhere. As for the game itself, 2 years ago it was remastered for PS4, while Sony and Lucasfilm tried to attract maximum attention to this event. Also, the Clone Commando has long been added as an elite unit in Battlefront 2. Do you understand what I'm getting at? It seems that Lucasfilm are probing the ground trying to figure out whether they should continue developing Republic Commando or not to touch the legendary project. Is it worth releasing the second part of the game? Or maybe it's better to make a remake of the first? And as you know, I have a haunting feeling that Republic Commando's remake may well become a reality. I'm sure that such an idea has been repeatedly considered by the top management, and maybe the decision to create a remake has long been made. We really need a remake, please, Lucasfilm. Give it to us. A few years ago, remakes began to gain huge popularity because they were made based on games that cause fans to feel nostalgic, and nostalgia always sells well. Just imagine how well Republic Commando's remake can go at the present time. Not only longtime fans will rejoice, but also a new audience will be thrilled as well to get acquainted with the legendary game through a remake. For example, a relatively recent remake of the legendary game Dead Space was released and was very warmly received by fans, which means there is still a demand for remakes. It's not difficult to make such a kind of game for a big company like Lucasfilm. Take the main story and locations, expand them a little, update the engine and graphics, add more basic and additional activities, and that's it. The perfect remake is ready. By the same additional activities, I do not mean a stupid stretching of the gameplay by the grind method, but for instance, an addition of fallen or dead clones' memories and similar sorts of things. For example, in the second chapter, we could pick up data pads of dead clones and listen to recordings of their conversations in order to better immerse ourselves in what is happening and what occurred. There was something similar in the Fallen Order, when Cal could hear a voice from the past absorbing the echo of the Force. As an option, you can add more weapons and optional but interesting dialogues, or even go beyond the main plot by adding a few additional locations to visit along the way. If you want, you can go through only the main plot, and if you want, you can visit a couple of small locations and complete an additional task, for which you can get a reward in the form of improved weapons or armor. Maybe, you tell me, since the first part sold poorly at the beginning of 2000, Lucasfilm will not make a remake for fear of a second financial failure. And you know, it's quite likely, because Lucasfilm switched to long-lasting TV series just because of the financial failure of the Han Solo movie, which is a stupid decision to cancel further movies because of the poor sales of just one picture completely. But back to Republic Commando. Now is a completely different time and video game sales are built quite differently. Back in the day, the only source of income from the game were discs. and it was quite problematic to distribute them to all stores in the world. But now there are virtual stores in the form of Steam or Epic Games, where you can sell an infinite number of copies without spending much money on disc production and logistics. Plus, the marketing opportunities have grown significantly. Now you can launch mass advertising campaigns all over the internet, and in 2000 there was no developed internet yet, and people learned about new games on TV or from the pages of magazines, after which they tried to find a game in the nearest store. Well, the Republic Commando game itself eventually gained mass recognition, and I've already told you how clone commandos were heavily depicted in the Bad Batch and in other related projects. If 23 years ago, no one understood what kind of game it was and whether it was worth playing it because there were no Jedi, Sith and lightsabers in it, now Delta Squad and all clone commandos are unconditional legends of Star Wars and have behind them the baggage of trust, recognition, love and popularity. Lucasfilm should understand this, even obliged to. If we look at fan creativity, we will notice how big views are collected by amateur remasters. The authors from the channel Woof Woof Wolf and Cinematic Captures have completely reworked the introductory cinematics of Republic Commando. Just look how gorgeous it looks, like a real remake. The video has collected more than 1 million views and a cosmic number of likes. Also, the author of the Cinematic Captures channel made a short film with Commando clones in the title role called Shadow of the Republic, which has collected almost 4 million views. You can watch both videos at the link in the description. This shows us how much people love Commando clones and how interested they are in a potential remake. The time has come.
This is our duty. For the Republic. When you've seen enough of this war, you'll understand the cost of victory.
I hope Lucasfilm will make the right decision and give us a remake of the legendary Republic Commando game. Then everyone will be happy, not only Star Wars fans and the company itself, but also ordinary gamers who will be able to get to know the universe better through the gorgeous history of the Delta Squad. Write in the comments your opinion on this. Do you think a remake is needed for Republic Commando, or let everything remain unchanged? Be sure to subscribe to the channel. This is the best support for us. So far, there are more people watching us without a subscription than with a subscription. Let's fix it. I'm saying goodbye to you for a while. Thank you all for watching, and may the Force be with you.